We have a major Milwaukee Brewers trade coming as we are now hours away from the deadline with many more moves to come, including the Brewers searching for a first baseman. We're going to break it down, going over the reports of a potential swap that could be going down over the next few hours as we are just hours away from this year's MLB trade deadline. We're going to be breaking it all down here in this video. Ladies and gentlemen, before we do jump into this, if you're new to the channel, you're looking for all your Brewers news post-trade deadline and for today throughout the trade deadline, you're in the right spot. We're going to be updating you with everything that comes out, so be sure to hit that button. But we need to jump straight into this one here. Going over first, a brand new article going over a brand new target. When we take a look at this, the Brewers are among teams with interest in Orioles first baseman Ryan O'Hearn, reports Kevin Rosenthal of The Athletic. He has that Milwaukee was one of the clubs in contact with Diamondbacks about another left-handed hitting first baseman and Josh Naylor before Arizona dealt him to Seattle. So we know that the first base is a bit of an interesting position for the Brewers. Quite a few injuries, a lot of pretty good kind of surprises coming out of Andrew Vaughn in specific. But when you look at a guy like Ryan O'Hearn, a left-handed bat, very, very good player. There's no doubt about that. And I want to just as well kind of jump straight in to his percentiles. And when you take a look at it, his expected batting average, everything is all in the red, which is, of course, in this instance, good, near great, as you see. I'm not going to name everyone. You can pause, take a look at it, but batting run value, fielding run value, expected base, or expected batting average, expected slugging, everything that you're looking for, expected hard hit balls as well, expected walks. He is doing that exactly how you need to this year and fits exactly what the Brewers need to do and also are looking to do when they do get towards the MLB playoffs in the postseason. And we know now that with today gone and, with a couple more hours left in this deadline, there's a lot of interesting stuff. Eugenio Suarez is now officially gone. That's now the big power bat off the market, and the Brewers have, limited options at this point if they're looking for quite a bit of power. But Ryan O'Hearn does bring that to us. And I will pull up right now his stats going over what he did. Mainly in Baltimore is where we really saw him excel. And this year with a 284 average so far in only 92 games, he's playing very, very well. And you're looking at the 12 home runs. The power is there. It's not something that, he's really known for necessarily, but he is playing phenomenal this year, an 827 OPS, one of, if not the top, or all except his rookie season where he played 44 games. It is the top in his career, and he's having a career year, of course, on top of that. And with everything that he's shown at the plate, 15 doubles and 12 home runs, 40 RBIs, he's a guy that, is going to be exactly what the Brewers need on first base if you're looking for that long-term, healthy player. And, there's no guarantees that Ryan O'Hearn stays healthy, but the way his season is looking, the way he's swinging the bat, the way he's playing on the field, he's looking really good in terms of staying healthy. And, we can all knock on wood that this would happen, but when we do take a look at, of course, the Brewers' first baseman, Rhys Hoskins, the 10-day IL, Jake Bauers, 10-day IL, and Andrew Vaughn, who was acquired recently, really swinging the bat well until then, but you never know. With injuries that occur throughout the season, a little 10-day IL, you never know what really happens. A couple days later, when he does return, could that injury kind of flare up again? Could he be here? Could, something be happening? Could a trade be going down? That's what we're going to talk about here in a bit with a little swap for one of these players here. But when you're looking at it, as I mentioned, kind of the first base side of things for this Brewers team, this is it. They need to stay healthy. They really can't afford now because, think about it, after this point, let's just say a few of these guys go down. Who are you going to have at first base? You can't go and acquire anybody now. And I think this is not just a move to make this team better heading towards postseason. I think this is a move that will make sure that this team has a major safety net and also a potential starter for the remainder of this season. And, of course, we have about, right now, 7 hours until the deadline at the time of recording this video. And we know that there's going to be many moves going down. The Brewers haven't been overly active at just yet. I'm going to get Danny Jansen. And, once again, in that article that we spoke about, the team is going to be looking for a lot of depth. Now, catcher was one. They got that locked down. You're going ahead here, maybe looking at a left-sided infield, or whether that is third base or shortstop. That's going to be another one now. That Eugenio Suarez, Ryan McMahon, the top two targets are gone. And you're looking at a lot of these guys. A first base now in this instance seems to be the next move for this Brewers team. And I do expect something to go down today, whether it is going to be on the right side of the infield or the left side of the infield. An infielder is going to be really the move, I think, here today. And, whether that happens or not, whether we give up some of these pitching prospects, there's still a lot of sneaky people on the market that may not be known in terms of, they are going to be traded or not. The name might not be out there as a potential trade option, but it is certainly someone that they're going to be keeping an eye on. And I wanted to pull this up, kind of going on a bit further about why this could be a very interesting trade when it comes down to it, and why this is more likely than not to happen, because this is another report coming out here from Tremaine Person. If the Boston Red Sox are still hunting for a first baseman at the 25 trade deadline, one name that checks every box is Milwaukee Brewers slugger Rhys Hoskins. So this causes another kind of big turn in this situation where what if we do see a trade where first baseman, of course, Rhys Hoskins goes elsewhere on the 10-day IL currently, but when he does return, we know he's a power bat. That's a big issue that if the Brewers do get rid of him, you never know what's going to happen there. You could get another player in return from Boston. You likely wouldn't be able to go ahead and get a power bat there just because that's what they're looking for mainly, but when it does, kind of end up as a big kind of situation later on here at this trade deadline in a couple hours now, if we do see Rhys Hoskins go, it almost opens the door completely or kind of guarantees a trade for Ryan O'Hearn. And that, once again, kind of comes down to if Ryan O'Hearn is traded first, you probably assume Rhys Hoskins will be traded. I feel like it's going to be just a stack of dominoes at this point until something happens kind of in this sense and see where things go from here. And I wanted to pull up, once again, from Ken Rosenthal, Ryan O'Hearn. They did go and look for a lefty bat in Josh Naylor. So we can almost kind of assume at this point that the the Brewers are going to be looking for a lefty bat even after talking to the Diamondbacks, Josh Naylor, Ryan O'Hearn in this case, another left-handed hitter. They are looking for some sort of help on that side of things. Of course, you have Christian Yelich. You go and acquire Danny Jansen, another right-handed hitter who, against right-handed pitchers, not the greatest. So it really is a big point of not concern, I would say, for this Brewers team, but a big point to try and come out here and make things happen, make some moves, get this team help for the postseason because you know that teams play a lot smarter in the postseason, and if you don't have very many lefty bats, you're going to be eaten alive by right-handed pitchers. So I think that the Brewers have one mindset going in for the remainder of the day here, and it's going to be a lefty bat. And I want to know what you guys think about that as well here in the comments below. But before we do finish this video off, I want to pull up one more thing. Going over Jacob Mizorowski in his last few starts, he's been absolutely fantastic. And I feel like we're not giving him enough credit where credit is due. And, of course, you look at the strikeouts, 7 in the past 2, 0 in the All-Star game, but we're not counting the All-Star game, right, guys? And you go down to the Dodgers, 12 strikeouts. Guy's been playing incredible. And I want to kind of just pull it up, give him a bit of credit where we're currently looking. And even though it was a loss to Seattle, that's perfectly fine. It's a 1-0 loss. It's one that you can't blame him on. It's really got to be on the offense there. And you can take away the Mets one. Even then, not bad. But you look at his kind of accolades so far this season, he's going to be on a good pace. So kind of putting that into perspective of what kind of trades could be going down. Jacob Mizorowski, first of all, not one. Let's not even get ahead of ourselves there. But the pitching is one that I don't know if the Brewers want to do. Seeing these stats, though obviously Jacob Mizorowski is much higher anticipated than someone like Logan Henderson, but the Brewers got to keep this in mind. You're seeing these stats from a guy who's coming in at, such a young age, first few games, and he's playing fantastic. So I think the Brewers have a lot planned today. First of all, on the left-handed batter side of things, maybe we go then and see a left-sided infielder, and then maybe we see a few pitching prospects shipped out. I think we have a long day ahead of us, ladies and gentlemen, and we're going to have it all here for you guys. So be sure to hit the sub button. Hit the bell. We're going to have it all as it comes out. We're going to be breaking the updates for you guys. That's all I got in this video. If you did enjoy, give it a like. Hit the sub button as well. I'm signing out, though. Thank you for watching. Hope you have a great day. See you later.